You've heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it has also taken a village to support me as a mom, and I'm incredibly thankful. My first village started when my son Barrett was born in Chicago. My friends weren't having kids yet, so I joined a local Mommy and Me class. We were all finding our ways through the scary early days of breastfeeding, colic, and changes to our bodies and lives. We were convinced that we weren't doing many things right, and talking with each other made parenting easier. Two good friends had very different game plans for potential sick days. One friend stayed home with her toddlers for everything from paper cuts to aches and sniffles. Another friend brought her kiddos to play dates and preschool unless they had gaping wounds or broken limbs. When I called and said, "Barrett has a fever," one would respond, "Oh no, send him back to bed. Call the doctor, stay home." Yay, home. The other would say, "Is he bleeding? Does he look sick? Take him anyway, go to work." Yay, work. Much like some politicians today who prefer to speak only to their own supporters, I had learned to call the mom who would tell me what I wanted to hear. When I separated from my husband, my village expanded to include even more help from my family and friends. They helped me with Barrett when I had him and took me out drinking on the weekends I didn't. One of my sisters living on another continent read my long, tragic emails and still invited me to visit. My village supported me well as I moved toward Plan B. In the summer of 2001, I was offered a job teaching law school in Little Rock. While many people didn't understand how I could pack up and move down south so quickly, my friend Bridget quickly got into the spirit and brought Bilvis to the hastily arranged village goodbye party. Bilvis is a life-size cardboard cutout of Bill Clinton's head on Elvis's body in his famous white jumpsuit. After dinner, we took Bilvis out dancing, and by the end of the night, I'd felt better about everything, including my move. And Bilvis and his leisure suit were covered in lipstick from head to, well, let's say toes. 2 days after Barrett and I moved to Little Rock, it was my first day of work and B's first day of first grade. I hadn't registered him for school yet, and there was a lot of paperwork to fill out. About 2/3 of the way down the first page, I arrived at the emergency contacts section. I went into shock. What had I done? I had nobody local to write down. I didn't even know my own work number yet. It hit me for the first time that I had moved my child, our dog, and his fish, the child's fish, not the dog's fish, many miles away from our relatives and friends. I did have Bilvis with me, but he wasn't much help. One of my friends said later I should have written, "Try harder to find me," on the form. I needed a village. Luckily, Barrett was in a terrific class at Holy Souls, and it took me less time to find a local village than it did to figure out that bless your heart is neither a blessing nor a compliment. Barrett's friends' moms have been my go-to mothering village for the last 15 years. They invited me into the babysitting co-op, bunco, cotillion carpools, have sat with me at soccer games, and watched B while I traveled for work. They helped us survive multiple parenting hazards, including the 4th grade volcano project. Oh my, the volcano project. As I said goodbye on my way out the door for a week-long business trip in Los Angeles, my darling son said, "Oh yeah, Mom, what do you want me to do about the volcano?" The what? You know, the volcano. No, I don't know about the volcano. The other class got a handout last week, but our teacher said she'd give us something Monday. It's due Friday. And you're mentioning the volcano now? Well, I thought we should make a plan before you left. Thankfully, one mom had extra chicken wire, another had clay and 7-Up, and the wonderful Luther and McLaurin families where he was splitting the week helped him assemble a working volcano by Friday. Experienced villagers to the rescue yet again. You know the saying, if you can't be a good example, you'll just have to serve as a terrible warning? My friend Carol's son had asthma and was frequently sick. One morning on the way to school, he told her he felt ill. Having spent several days at home with him, she told him, as you might, if he could breathe, he needed to suck it up and go to school. few hours later, she received a call from the school nurse who told her that her son had thrown up twice. When she said she would be right there, the secretary said, "I thought so, but your son told me he needed to go back to class because you told him to suck it up." Bless her heart. On those mornings when suck it up seems like the only appropriate response to my daughter's complaints, I think of Carol and try to hold my tongue. I started the adoption process after I'd been in Little Rock for about 5 years and had a fully engaged village. While they were mostly in agreement that I was crazy to take this on by myself, I wasn't really alone. My village supported me every long and winding step of my emotional and physical adoption journey. I extended my village to include Viet moms, women and their families all over the country who were adopting from Vietnam. 10 years later, they are still my go-to personal adoption resource center. During one of the process delays, my good friend Lynn gave me a polished Vietnamese rock with a note that said, "Carry this until you can hold your precious child." And I did. My daughter Catherine finally came home in July 2008, and the village has wrapped themselves around our whole family. Thankfully, my village still includes my mommy and me friends, the Chicago friends who took me drinking and dancing at Irish pubs, with and without lipstick-covered Bilvis. My Holy Souls crew. It has branched out to include work colleagues who help me to keep my career and family plates spinning, if not entirely balanced. My newest villagers are helping me raise Catherine, hopefully without a volcano incident, although I'm sure there will be something similar. While I'm still a work in progress, my village has raised me well so far and been an integral part of my limited parenting success. Bless your heart, y'all. Go gather yourself a village and be a part of someone else's. I promise it helps.